Hello, Facebook. Give me just one moment. I'm going to welcome my guest on tonight. Hopefully she'll get a notification soon. So, welcome to the 6th episode of The Couch. I'm super excited about it tonight. I've got a really special guest who's coming on, and a friend of mine who has done some really amazing things, and I'm really excited to share or have her share really a lot about her journey. This has been a weekly couch session, and yes, it looks a little bit different because I'm here in Adelaide. We've come to our company's event that's been here over Saturday and Sunday. So we're off the back of an awesome weekend, but I'm super excited to have Kylie on tonight. So Kylie is a gorgeous, beautiful mother of two. Let's see if she's jumping on. Oh, this whole live thing is new to me on a split screen. So she's a beautiful mum of two and has done some incredible things within our business. She is Australia's #1 income earner, which is amazing. But, that's one thing, but it's really about what I'm really excited for her to share tonight is where she's come from and how that happened. Because I know a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I don't want to be a part of the business, which is totally fine. And they're like, oh, that's not like me, or it's not something that's natural to me or anything like that. And what I know for sure is that definitely wasn't Kylie to start with, and she's overcome a lot to get to where she is. So she's a super adventurous woman. She loves, being outdoors and motorbiking and traveling and camping and all that kind of thing. So she's a real adventure girl at heart and is absolutely someone who walks her talk when it comes to fitness, having a CrossFit box of her own and, walking her talk when it comes to health. So I'm going to bring Kylie on. Let's see how I can do this. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this will link in.
Hi.
Oh, here she is. Oh, hi, Kylie. How are you?
Do I have to turn my phone sideways, or I can't get you on my screen?
Oh, dear. Can you see me?
Oh, yes, I can see you.
Oh, usually split screen. Oh, well. All right. I don't know what's happened, but that's okay. You're just going to be mini for this session. All right. We're going to do that. How are you?
It's not coming up on my computer. I'm great, thank you. I was having a little bit of a meltdown going, why isn't this working? But at least we've got it on the phone, so that's okay. I'll try and get it on my computer.
No, I was 1 minute late because I was like, well, firstly, I've got the session called The Couch, but we've got an Airbnb with the rest of the team. So we had Josh and one of the girls, Lauren, carrying the couch into the bedroom so that it was quiet because I still wanted to be on the couch.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bedroom in the middle of Adelaide somewhere. So thank you so much for being on. I'm glad you're still awake because I know you're an early bird and up with in the crack of dawn.
Yep, that's me.
Thank you so much. I did introduce you before. I'm not sure how much you got of it, but I'm really excited to have you on tonight. You did?
I didn't hear any of it, but that's okay. I'm sure you
Basically,
spoke okay. Sorry, I'm just going to sit down here because my computer's going to start up in a minute and I'm not sure why it's not working. So I'll sit on the lounge, I'll sit on the floor and you can sit on your couch. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome, babe.
So, all right, let's get into it because I'm seeing everyone jumping on. So if you're jumping in, hi. This will stay around so you'll be able to watch it later, and Kylie, I can give you a link as well. But I just want to talk about your incredible journey, and you're super inspiring to me because you've done amazing things. And besides everything of your story that I love is, yes, you're the #1 income earner in Australia and New Zealand right now, which is amazing, incredible. But I know a lot of people would look at that and just be like, oh, well, that's just probably her personality and it's probably really easy for her and that kind of thing. And I know you've come along a very big journey to get there. So I really want to sort of just take it right back to, not from where you are now, but what was life like for you before you landed into this crazy world of network marketing and Isagenix?
Well, I guess it was normal. We were a family of 4. My husband was working full time. I was at home with the kids, and I had 2 online businesses. So I was making furniture, like, doing up furniture and then selling it. And I was also making children's clothing. So I was just doing things at home to sort of get me by, get some extra cash in for the family. I was training quite heavily, like I was training probably 6 days a week. But yeah, I guess I was just like any other, normal family, just trying to make ends meet.
Mm. So you had multiple small businesses on the side, which is very, very normal these days. A lot of people are always, if they've got a full-time job, they've got like a store on Etsy or things like that, just little side income streams. And it's about getting by. I know at the time, like, you were a partner in a CrossFit box, is that right? A partner that was equally your business?
No, it didn't start out. That didn't start out that way. So do you want me to tell a bit of my story and how?
I would love to hear it, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I started Isagenix 6 years ago. It was actually 6 years ago on Wednesday. So it's been an incredible journey for me. And yeah, Isa anniversary. But yeah, so I started purely for the products. Jono called me out of the blue, an old high school friend who I hadn't spoken to in over 25 years, I think it was, showing our age. But yeah, he rang me out of the blue and he said, Kyles, I've got these products you might be interested in. And at the time I was training CrossFit about 5 or 6 days a week. So I didn't actually own the box at that stage. And I was really, really struggling. So, like having 2 kids at home, I was really tired, and every afternoon I was wanting to fall asleep by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I think I was like hitting bed at about 7:30 every night, and I was just really needed energy. And Jono said, you're going to get energy from the products. It wasn't a weight loss thing or anything like that for me. So I started on the products. But first of all, I just want to say that I was actually researching the hell out of the products for about 3 months, and I was saying no for 3 months, not interested. And especially when I found out it was a network marketing company, like that was it for me, Dee. I just didn't want a bar of it. I'm just like, no, Jono, don't even talk to me about it anymore. Thank you very much. But then he said, Kyles, it's got a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you can get your money back. So with that, that's when I handed over my credit card to Jono, and I said, all right, let's give it a crack. And, the 30 days, I actually, you'd laugh at this, I actually documented and videoed myself every day for the 30 days. I don't think I did the full 30 because I got to halfway. And then I was just like, because I sort of wanted to prove it wrong, to be honest. And I know I was one of those people. And
were you
anyway,
sharing that video?
Sorry?
Or was it for you?
No, just for me. It was just for me. I wasn't sharing it. It was just for me. And anyway, so yeah, day 16, I got this massive hit of energy, and it was awesome. By the end of the 30 days, I was doing, up to 2 CrossFit sessions a day some days. So I definitely got what I wanted from the products. Leading from that, I still didn't want to tell anyone about, what I was doing. I had people that were training with me were saying, what the hell are you doing? You couldn't run 400 meters before you started whatever you're doing, and now you can run a couple of Ks. So it was like, it was pretty easy for me to share. But I still didn't want anything to do with the network marketing side or the business side of Isagenix. So I would just pass the people on to Jen, and I'd just say, here, my girlfriend will help you out and get you started. So, but what Jen was doing was enrolling them under me, and then I started to get this money in my account. And I'm like, why am I getting this? I'd ring Jen and I go, Jen, why am I getting this money in my account? She's like, it's because you're sharing the products. So the penny still didn't drop. I thought this was awesome, but it wasn't, it wasn't about the money for me, and I still wasn't really interested. I then had the opportunity to buy into a CrossFit box. And so I jumped at that because, CrossFit was my passion. I thought, awesome, I'll be able to help people with these products. And just basically live the life that I wanted to live. I thought, oh, this will be me for it. This will be me for life now. I'll be able to live my passion, help people get healthy, fit and healthy. And so, yeah, I was pretty damn excited. And but that pretty much came to a crashing halt pretty quickly. I owned that for 6 months, and I had 2 business partners, and I went away to one of our events and came back, and on the Monday morning, and my business partner said, he pulled me into my office and he said, "You've got 15 minutes to pack up your things and leave." And in that instance, my whole world turned upside down. Not only had I lost a business, like I'd lost my wage, which I was only earning $600 a week from owning my own business, which is when you get the incredible opportunity that we have with network marketing. Like, I thought $600 a week working my absolute butt off was what I had to do. So anyway, so I lost my income instantly. I had a $110,000 business loan. We had our mortgage. Shane was working as many hours as he could work, and I had the 2 kids. So it was like, it was really, really hard. We were about to lose our house, and it was shit. It was like this, but I'm ever so grateful for that now, because that's what kicked me into action with Isagenix. And I remember Jen and John, I were earning about $7,000 a week at that stage. And I rang Jen and I said, "Jen, I just need to know what I need to do." And because I desperately need this right now. I need that $7,000 a week. And she said, "Well, you love the products and you love the company. Just stop being selfish and start sharing it." And hey, Sammy. Sorry, I just saw Sammy came on. Yeah, and, you know, no one likes to be told they're selfish. And I would hate to think that, you know, anyone would ever think I was a selfish person. So that's exactly what I did. I just started sharing it with everyone, Dee, and it just, it just happened from there. You know, I linked arms with people who were wanting this. I passionately shared it with people, but I spoke from my heart. Like, I always spoke from my heart. And I really didn't say too much to people. So I was really like just putting it out there. But the reason I wasn't in people's face was because I'm such an introvert, and I was so nervous to talk to people. So yeah, that's sort of a bit of my journey.
Oh, there's so much of that I love. But so you're earning $600 a week in your business that you then bought into. I actually thought you were already part of that when you started. So to be able to then have that and your passion, you're already loving CrossFit, training up to 2 times a day, which is, you know, you walk your talk. You're absolutely a picture of that. So then the nutrition component so easily slot in, and then that was just all taken away under your feet. And I know that there can be haters, let's just call them what they are, and especially in the CrossFit world and some other health professions. So, you know, that would have been really hard for you, because I mean, you could see what it was doing for your health and your body, what it was doing for others. Well, but you are a beautiful, heart-centered woman. You still are. You're so humble, and I love that about you. Despite so many of your incredible successes that can often, I know in corporate world where I used to be, can get to people's head, and it's not like that here at all. So how did you, I guess, forge forward through that negativity that was very heavily around you at the time?
Yeah. Look, Sammy's on, and my business partner at the time actually went to Brett and Sammy and said, "Don't touch Isagenix, like, don't go near it." So, and also to Matt Jolly, you know, he made sure he rang Matt Jolly and said, "Don't go near it." And, you know, we're all Isagenix millionaires now, so it just shows. But it's like, and also, like, I think the greatest thing with this, you know, it was so hard. It was so hard putting up with all that negativity, you know, but the thing was, I was in the box, and a few people had come onto the program, and what my partners didn't like, and I don't like to write them off, but what my partners didn't like was that the people that were on the products were getting the results, right? And because they were so anti-Isagenix, it made it worse. But the thing was, the proof was in the pudding, because all the people that were on ISA were getting better results than the people that were training in the box. So, you know, and weren't using it, and they didn't like that because it was like a judgment against their training, I guess, you know, like that we had this upper advantage. Yep, we do laugh now, Sammy, don't we? But yeah, and also the funny thing, and this is just the absolute clincher, is that they've both enrolled in my business anyway, like 100,000 people down. So that's nice to know. So they did come around in the end.
I was going to say,
but yes,
it's like they basically know like all of the Isagenix millionaires personally, like they have to come around at some point. But look, that's the thing, the proof is in the pudding, and I can completely understand a lot of people who are in the health and wellness space already. If this comes across your table, and I sit on the fence for 3 months as well, same timing on both our parts, that, you know, sometimes you sort of set in your way thinking and that kind of thing. So the proof is in the pudding. And look, go.
I was going to say, we're really just about educating, you know, and never ever here to pressure somebody or to convince somebody. Like I personally don't have the time for that. If people aren't open-minded and can't see other people's results, then I just don't have the time for it. You know, so, but, you know, getting back to your question where you were asking, how'd you get over that? I just get over that negativity and everything. I just had to block it out. Like, I really had to block it out, and I used it. I truly used it as my fuel. I'm like, you know what, screw you. I'm going to show you that this stuff works, and I'm going to show you that this is awesome. You know, like that's just what I had to do. I had to do it for myself. I had to do it for my family. And at the start, I was really nervous about talking to people about Isagenix because I knew that it worked for me, but I didn't know whether it was going to work for everybody else. And so that's why I was really funny at the start. But when push came to shove and I needed to get myself out of my situation and I was seeing everybody's results around me working, I knew that I just had to not be afraid and just to get out there and just start sharing it. And you know what, like 100,000 people's lives have been impacted since I said yes. And that is proof to me, like so much proof to me that these products really are incredible. Like we all know they are anyway. I wouldn't go off them ever.
I love that. I love that ripple effect that you've had. So because you had the courage to say, well, not only just say yes, but then pursue. And imagine if those people who had something to say got you down. Not only would your life not be where it is now, and I'll get to that, but, or you'll get to that, but, you know, those 100,000 people in your team who you don't know them all, absolutely not, their lives wouldn't have been changed as well, and who knows who they'd be. And I love that aspect, because previously, how many people could you influence from a health perspective around you? Those in your small area, right?
Yep.
You know, that's just amazing how far and wide that this can go and will continue to go.
And you know, out of that 100,000, I've personally enrolled about 170 people in 6 years. So that's not a hell of a lot of people. It really isn't. But it just shows the impact that we can have. Is that 170 shared, and then they've shared, and they've shared, and they've shared, and they've shared, and this seriously, this freight train will never stop. And that's the crazy thing. And that's, you know, if people are just starting out, I just want you to know that, yeah, it might be slow at the start, but seriously, once this momentum picks up, and it's just like a snowball, like you cannot stop it. You really can't stop it.
It is. It's really like a big boulder. Josh and I often speak about this. It's like a boulder, and it's like you got to sort of get it moving initially, but once it starts rolling, gaining momentum, it's amazing what can happen. And you know, your business is absolutely testament to that. Plus, I think also, you know, we have such an incredible compensation plan. I mean, there's a lot of network marketing companies out there, some far more credible than others, and there's other great companies out there. But, you know, I really do believe we've got the bee's knees of compensation plans. And for me, that's something that I became very obsessed about, I guess, after I was in for about a year and I started comparing all these compensation plans, and I just became a bit obsessed, and that's cool. But, you know, really understanding how that works and how, you know, 170 people that you personally helped get started has turned into over 100,000. Like, mind blowing, crazy.
It is mind blowing. It is mind blowing. And, you know, like, yes, I'm on incredible money, but so are so many people in that 100,000. And I think, you know, personally enrolled, there's three personally enrolled millionaires in my team. So it's just, yeah, it really is incredible. And that's that's my personally enrolled. So there's a lot more below.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've changed the DNA of their family forevermore, for generations.
We all have. We've done it ourselves. I can't take the credit for that. You know, people get into this industry and yes, we're there to help. You know, we're there to hold your hand as long as you need it, but it's totally up to you. Like we can't build this business for you. We can only help and guide and show you the way. And the people that come on and that are open-minded and just really are coachable, they're the ones that'll go the furthest, because this is the simplest business. It is hard work, but it's simple. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a big thing, because a lot of people fall in accidentally, like,
well, you know, a lot of us do. Most of us do. Like, none of us came in for the business ever.
Never. And that's the thing. Like, then we sort of see a vision that's so much bigger, and often it's after we just feel so amazing ourselves, like it was for you and like it was for me. And it's like, oh my gosh, everyone needs this in their body. And then those who haven't got it, they're like, are you crazy? It's like, no, I just feel amazing, and you can too. And that's just the effects of the products. And, you know, that's why we've been using, both of us have been using them for so long. But to build it, like you said, it takes work and it takes growth. And I don't think well, I know for me, coming from working in a corporate background, graphics and creative, but still in a corporate world, I don't think I'm working any harder now than I did then. I was working long days, you know, I was leaving home at 7. Sorry?
Yeah. I said I'm working so less harder. But, you know, at the beginning, like just for instance, with the CrossFit box, like it cost me $110,000 to buy into it, and Isagenix packs $590. And then I was earning maximum $600 a week, working from anywhere from like 7 in the morning till 9 at night. Yes. Like that's how long my days were, 12-hour days, and getting $600 a week. I don't even put in anywhere near that much now. Like at the beginning, yes, I worked from 9 in the morning till sometimes 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, I worked my absolute butt off. And
getting that boulder moving.
Yeah, getting that boulder moving. But now that that's done, that work's done, my life is pretty cruisy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just helping team out, getting on calls, 3-way calls for people, really. It's a totally different level of leadership now. So now it's more about inspiring and casting the vision and grabbing the new people's hands and really showing them how to do this. You know, it's really just believing in people before they believe in themselves. And that's what I love to do, because I see the potential in people and they certainly don't see it in themselves. So the biggest and most rewarding part for me is that I get to see people grow, and in a way I'm a part of that, and that's what warms my heart now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you've had a big growth journey as well, and I know that you really had to go through a lot of learning and developing yourself and building your own belief, because I know that your belief wasn't, you know, through the roof when you started. So how did you, I guess, you had a very strong vision for your family. You knew the products worked and you were like, right, everyone needs to. There was that passion in there. But then you also saw, well, hang on, my friends here are earning $7,000 a week, like, which is crazy to think when you're on $600 a week. I know. Where was I going with that? I lost it.
That's okay.
I was so excited. Oh yeah, okay, so that's it. But it was so you really had to do a lot of work on yourself and believing in yourself. So tell me a bit about what that journey looked like to get to the point where you are now, when your belief wasn't that strong. You were going purely on vision, passion, and need.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm still growing every single day. You know, like even now I'm still growing. And actually, to be totally honest, the whole journey at the beginning is such a blur to me now, because I was just in so much action. Like I didn't really get to think too much about anything else. yes, I attended all the events. Like that is what built my belief, was attending the events and hearing the other people's stories and stuff. But it was actually being in action and getting the results for myself. That's what grew me, you know, because you can go to as many events as you want and you can be inspired and whatever, but you're not going to get that personal belief if you're not doing the action. Because if you're not doing the action, you're not getting the results. And if you're not getting the results, you don't have the belief. Does that make sense? Like it's just yeah. And so for me at the beginning, I was getting the results because I was in action, and then my belief was building. I'm like, shit, all this money's coming into my account. All these people's lives are being changed. This must work, you know, and that's where my belief grew. And so then when people were then, you know, either being negative or whatever, it didn't matter to me because I knew that it worked. You know, I had that belief in myself because I'd done it, and there was people around me doing it. So, you know, I had that support and extra belief as well. But now it's a different level of growth for me. So every day you're still growing and learning, and life and shit still happens. So, you know, it's just, it's a matter of getting through every day and whatever comes up in your life, dealing with it and dealing with it the best way you can. Yeah. So, but for me, it's more now, it's probably more a spiritual and personal journey now for me, whereas the whole belief and everything before was more like belief in others and building belief in others and all of that. But now at the moment, it's coming back to me again. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, I love that, how it's gone through different journeys, and especially, you know, you had to grow and now, you know, believing so much in others, and then you go through different stages within your business of different things that you need to learn to go to the next stage. And as your team grows, you need to learn new skills, and that's the exciting part about it. You know that you can only get to the next stage of where you want to be by growing yourself. So,
exactly. 100%. That's 100%. Like for me, like, you know, with me, I'm petrified of presenting, right? And that's, I feel like it's the only thing that's holding me back from my next level of growth for myself. But it's also the biggest way that I can give back to the community as well, you know, is sharing what I've been through, and not making it about me. But it is the biggest fear for me. So this year I'm like, rightio, this is it. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone because that's the next level of growth for me.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting to hear that, because you're like, okay, well, where does the number one income earner go to next? Like, what's your next step? Because, I mean, where do you want to climb to? You're kind of there. So, and I want to, like, sort of know what's next for you. But, look, here's the thing. You're in an incredible place now, and I know you did a post in one of our private groups last week, you know, saying that you'd earned $36,000 in a week, and of course you're the top income earner. Not everybody in the company earns that, and it's completely a result of all the hard work and dedication you've put into that. So absolutely not typical, but $36,000 a week must be something that you still pinch yourself every morning when you're going from $600 a week. So what does life look like for you now? What does that allow you to do?
Oh, it just gives complete choice. Never have to worry about money. Like I would never think that you would ever get to a stage in your life where you'd never have to worry about money. Like, I'm not crazy with my money whatsoever. For me, I think that's another thing, is my money mindset is still on $600 a week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not tight in any aspect at all, but I don't go out and be stupid with the money. You know, last year my tax bill was 1.2 million. So luckily I had that saved in my bank account. But the thing is, yes, it's an incredible amount of money and I'm ever so grateful, but it's not something that still computes to me. Like, you know, when that money comes in every single Monday, and Isagenix has never missed a single payment in the whole 6 years that I've been with the company. But every single Monday when that money comes in, it's really like $600, you know. It just doesn't compute, but I'm grateful for that. But it's really given me choice and freedom. So, you know, a typical day looks like waking up whenever I want.
With
I go to the
puppy
gym.
kisses with your new puppy?
Yeah. You want it? There he is.
Oh, sleeping.
He's sound asleep.
So sweet.
He's giving me one eye. But yeah, so, you know, go to the gym, hang out, call team members, catch up for lunch with some of the team. Look, I don't really do too much, to be honest. I'm just on calls and supporting, and that's about it. That's sort of what my days look like now. But it's certainly, I certainly have the most incredible life. I'm just starting a new passion, a new clothing range, which is going to support people with mental health awareness, or get the word out about mental health awareness. So that's sort of my next thing, and you know, that's certainly not to make any money from. It's really just to give back and for the awareness. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so you go through different stages, and now it's all about contribution. You know, first of all, it was about getting my family out of debt and getting ourselves sorted, and certainly done that. And, you know, my kids, it's a legacy for our children. My kids will never have to worry about money, not that I'll ever tell them that. But it's, you know, I know that they're fully set up for life. And, yeah, so now it's about giving back where I can.
That's amazing, because you can't help anyone unless you've got to help yourself first. And I think that's a big thing about, well, and I know that's a big focus on within Isagenix, and really earning more to give back more, but even getting to a point like, yes, put your own mask on first, but then, okay, well, what else can you do? And you can't help anyone if you broke yourself. You know,
yeah,
it's very
exactly.
hard to really make a big impact. And I'm really excited to hear about what you're doing with your clothing and that. I think that's going to be fantastic.
I'm sure you'll see it soon.
When's it launching?
I gave a sneak peek last week on my page.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So it's big things. It's big things. So, and you know what? Getting back to, you know, how you're saying belief and all that. So this is one thing that sort of inspired this, because people get held back so much by worrying about what other people think of them. And that's what sort of inspired this label, is to really not care, you know, because I always say to people, the most freeing day of your life is the day you stop caring about what other people think. And that truly was the game changer for me. You know, I had to draw that line in the sand, and I'm like, you know what, you can say whatever you like, whatever you say is just going to come off my back. I'm not letting any of it affect me. And it's just having that posture and that certainty, and just believing in yourself. And, you know, when I first started Isagenix, I had probably a belief of 2 in myself that I could do it. And even now it's still not a 10. And, you know, so it's, I know it's definitely possible, but I just know that there's still growth to happen. Yeah.
That just goes to show that you can go on this journey. You literally earn as you learn, and you can get to a point where you are and still not be, you know, go, oh, well, I still want to work on this and this and this. Like, amazing.
It's forever changing, and that's the exciting thing. Like, it's so exciting to grow yourself. Like, it really is. You get to a point in your life and it's like, okay, what's next? You know, it's just, it's an exciting journey. It really is.
It's so exciting, and it's just so different to like normal life before. You know, I know, you know, when I was working corporate, if the big boss came round, it was like, you know, like it was a big thing, and like if they spoke to you, it was like scary, because, you know, they're earning like $500,000 a year, but like that's just not, like, for me, this is a big thing to be doing these lives, because I've always had things like with people who earned a lot more. It's like, oh, well, they're better than me. Well, it's like, well, this opportunity is just so incredible that anybody can just do whatever they want and have so much more choice and freedom in their life to allow them to do the things that they want. Because, you know,
it's just how much you're prepared to give up and how much you're prepared to put in. You know, this doesn't work for you. You have to work for it at the beginning. And then in the end, yes, it definitely works for you. So the effort you put in at the start definitely rewards you in the end.
And
Yeah,
that's the thing, is
100%.
a business where you have to put effort in. It's not going to land in your lap.
Yeah.
So worth it, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And Dee, you know, we are just, this is what I want everyone to understand, because everyone goes, oh my God, Kylie Dee, whatever. It's just like, seriously, if you knew me, like, I mean, I am so honest, so real, so raw. Like, what you see is what you get with me. And anyone who's on the call that knows me from before, I haven't changed one single bit, you know, like I'm still the same person. And it doesn't matter what figure or what money you're earning, it should never change who you are. It really should never change who you are. So please, like, don't anyone put me on pedestals, because I'm not any different to any single person that's on this call.
You're still Kylie from the block?
Oh, I'm still Kylie from the block.
I love it. I love that. And that's what I love so much about our culture and the beautiful people that you get to meet and become friends with along the way. It's life changing, and it sounds so cliche, but I just don't say that lightly. And you know, you live and breathe it every day, and it's amazing. So
people might call it a cult. I don't care what people call it, because you know what? I've got some of the best friendships ever in this industry. Closest people, like we travel together, we lunch together all the time. It's just like, I seriously don't care what people call it, because to me, I want to be around people who are uplifting me. You know, I want to be surrounded by people who have the same vision, who are on the same path. Like, that's what lights me up, is being around those sort of people. And, you know, so I'm forever grateful.
yeah, it's so nice to also get to a space where being open and ready for people if they do want to make a change, whatever that may be, whether it's their health, whether it is their lifestyle, whatever it is. And you know, I had a beautiful woman come back to me. I haven't done CrossFit for probably 2 years now, and she was from that box, and you know, there was a lot of stuff being said then, and I just kept doing my thing. I was getting results like never before. And she sent me a message, and she's like, do you know what? Like, I think nothing else is working. And she was open, and I said, cool thing. Like, no worries. I'm really excited to be able to help you now, because now's your time. And that's just a space where I can hold for people. But
and
I
I've
always
had
hear
on board like 2-3 years later. You know, I've had friends come on board 2 or 3 years later. People just sit and watch the journey, and they wait, and it's a time thing. It certainly is a timing thing. And, you know, some people will go and try everything else in the book before they come back to us, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We know we can help.
Imagine if they all started at the one time, we'd be like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for our chat tonight. I've got one last very important question.
Yeah, so go for it.
If you were gonna have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who
oh my gosh,
you have dinner with?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm actually getting to have dinner with this guy soon. So it's Eric Laurie, because he's my absolute hero.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'll be having dinner with him in July, up here on the Gold Coast. So that's one person. Who else's brain would I like to pick? Maybe someone like Richard Branson, because he's the same. He's just so down to earth, so genuine, so humble, so unique, and such a visionary. Like, I'd really get off just having a good old chat to him. I have never been asked this question before, you know. And then I don't know about a third one, to be honest. I really don't know a third one.
Who's been
Great question. You've stumped me.
Your biggest cheerleader on your journey through network marketing? I'd be interested to know.
Who's been my biggest cheerleader?
Your biggest cheerleader.
Certainly not my family. Let's put it that way. Not one of them. My closest friends, I guess. Like, whether they're involved with ISA or not, my real close friends, they've definitely been my biggest cheerleaders. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And also my daughter. My daughter's supported me a lot. Yeah. So, but yeah, my true friends, and you know, I've got quite a few of them that aren't on Isagenix or involved with Isagenix, but they've still stuck by me no matter what. So I'm very grateful for them.
That's amazing. It's good to have those positive people around you, especially those who are from your past and come along with you on your journey, but not.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, this fire's getting hot. Even like I was saying before, you know, other leaders in ISA, you know, they're not even financially linked or anything like that, but they're some of my closest friends. So yeah, and getting support from them means a lot as well, because they're at the same level and on the same journey, and they've been through the same things. And yeah, it's not always an easy road, but it's certainly worth it. Yeah,
and they're beautiful conversations that we get to have now. So
yeah, and it's like, far out, how the hell did we get from where we were to here? You know, like that's the conversations we all have in the Platinum Lounge. It's like, seriously, is this really happening for us? Like, how the hell? What the hell? So yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. It's just so crazy to think that there's this other way of living that's so much more abundant than we ever thought possible when we were. I
tell you what, like any of the 18 to 35s in the start group that are getting into this now, and if you're watching this and you've got young children, you know, 16 to 18, seriously get them to have a look at this, because I don't know why we didn't have this when we were younger. You know, I was 39 when I started this journey, and it has completely changed my life around in 6 years. So imagine the kids that have this opportunity at like 18 or 21. It's actually a little bit scary to know where they can be, and what they can have, but hopefully more so what they can do with the money that they receive.
It is. It's insane. Even if it took them, you know, you come in at 20 and 10 years, you're 30. If it did take 10 years to build it, which it doesn't, but it could.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like that. I'm like, oh, I found it too late. I was 32 when it came into my life, and I'm like, well, better now than never. And it's just what I've been able to do then in the last 4.5 years as well. And I'm so excited about what's ahead, because, you know, we've got beautiful leadership like yourself, just showing everyone what's possible. And it's just been so much fun, the journey, and as much as there's ups and downs, it's just like the most incredible vision that's possible, not only for us but for everyone else.
And I guess that's the thing. I mean, how much fun do we all have? Like, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? Like, everything we get up to.
We came back from lunch today.
Is it legal?
In Adelaide, and we're doing the Macarena. It took me like a few minutes to get into like where the moves were going. I was just waving my hands around, but the music sounded good. But that's cool. Like, where do you get to do that for work? Like, insane.
No judgment, babe. No judgment.
It was fun. All right. I'm going to love you and leave you. Oh, my gosh. I could talk forever. I just realized it's been like, 45 minutes nearly. Thank you so much, Kylie.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Oh, no, hang on. Has it? Or is it? I don't know. I'm like, I normally muck the time up because I'm in Adelaide and it was half an hour difference. I'm like, what time is it in Melbourne? Don't know. It's been a little long.
All good.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful because I know you've got an early morning and you're an early riser. So I'm so grateful for your time tonight, Kylie. Such an inspiration. And,
absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, have fun with your little puppy.
Yes, we will. Say goodnight to Ziggy. There he is.
Oh,
not at all. All right, guys. Thanks so much. See ya.
Bye.